Section 6.2, we're going to be multiplying algebraic fractions. So again, along the same lines as what we did in the last section, we first want to make sure everything is simplified. But in review, let's go ahead and practice multiplying fractions. If I have 8/9 times 3/10, what can we do? We can cross-reduce or cross-simplify. 8 divided by 2 is 4, 10 divided by 2 is 5, 9 divided by 3 is 3, and 3 divided by 3 is 1. If there's nothing else that will cross-reduce or cross-cancel, you just get 4/15. So that should be review for you. Now let's go ahead and look at something like 6x over y cubed times y squared over 15. So again, we can cross-simplify or cross-reduce on these. My 6 and my 15 are both divisible by 3, so 6 divided by 3 is 2, 15 divided by 3 is 5. I have a y squared up here and a y cubed up here, down here, so these can cancel out. And if I take y squared away, I just have y to the first here. If I multiply across the top, I get 2x. Across the bottom, I just get 5y. So my answer is 2x over 5y. I'm going to give you just a couple to practice with that. Let's go ahead and do 4/7 times 21/8. And then let's do 2rs squared over 3t times 9t squared over 4rs. So go ahead and work through those. This becomes a 1, this becomes a 2, this becomes a 1, this becomes a 3, and I get 3/2. Over here, my 2 and my 4, my 2 can become a 1, my 4 becomes a 2. My r's can cancel. Here I've got 1s, I can cross that off, and this would become a 1. This can become a 1, my 9 becomes a 3, and I have t squared over t, which this t would eliminate, and this would become a 1. Across the top, what do I have left? I have a 3, an s, and a t, and on the bottom I have a 2. So then that is my answer. Let's go ahead and try one a little bit more complicated, like x squared minus x minus 12 all over x squared minus 5x times x squared minus 25 over x plus 3. Again, like we did in the last section, we want to make sure everything is factored down as far as it can be. And I usually just write them right above here. So I'm going to try to factor this down. I have 2 sets of parentheses. Because this is a minus, I know I have a plus in one and I have a minus in one. Square root of x squared, this is x. I need to factor my 12 to get a difference of 1. So 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4. My bigger number goes with my negative. Negative 4 here, positive 3 here. My bottom part, what can I pull out of here? I can pull out an x, and what do I have left? X minus 5. How about this one, the top? It's a difference of squares, so I would get x minus 5 times x plus 5, and on the bottom I still have x plus 3. So now we are multiplying, if you remember, and we can again cross off, but it has to be exactly the same, and it has to be in those parentheses. So in this case I have an x plus 3 here and an x plus 3 here, an x minus 5 and an x minus 5. Anything else that can cross off? No. So what do I have left on the top? X minus 4 times x plus 5, and on the bottom I would have x, and that is your answer. Let's go ahead and try this one, x squared plus 4x minus 21 over x squared minus 6x minus 16 times x squared minus 8x plus 15 over x squared plus 9x plus 14. So go ahead, take your time, factor it down. I'm going to start with this one. I have 2 sets of parentheses. I have one with a plus and one with a minus. That's what this tells me here. Factor my 21 to get a difference of 7, which is 3 and 7, or a difference of 4, which is 3 and 7. My 7 goes here and my 3 goes here. Again, a positive and a negative. Difference of 6 would give me a negative 8 and a negative 2. Here my signs are the same, and it has to add to 8, which would be 3 and 5. And here it has to add to 9. My signs are the same, which is 2 and 7. Go ahead and cross reduce. My x plus 7's cancel out, And that, whoops, these right here should have both been negative. There's nothing else that will cancel out. These down here should have been different signs. There we go. So now we need to rewrite this. I've got two of these, so I can write that as x minus 3 quantity squared times x minus 5 all over x plus 2 quantity squared times x minus 8. That would be your answer. Just to practice a few more that you might see, something like negative 16 has negative 4. This is on the oral exercise, n squared cubed. So that cube has to go on to both of these. So negative 4 to the third power is negative 64. N squared to the third power would be n to the 6th. And you should be able to go ahead and start your assignment.